Hello there guys, and welcome back to SimCity Cities of Tomorrow. As you can see, even the interface has started to become a little bit more futuristic with this little mottled pattern down here in the bottom corner. You see our mega towers there, sort of flickering away in the distance. Not sure whether it is a problem with electricity or whether it's just the welding going on the roof. Yep, certainly seems to be a lot of welding going on there. So they're currently building the apartment level, which will hopefully give us some medium wealth residents. That will vastly improve the amount of people we have in. And then we'll also try and put a high wealth level on if we can. That's assuming we can afford it. Let's speed things up a little bit until that is completed. We are still trying to get the research project done at the academy, which will take a bit of time. What do they want us to do? How much control net we can broadcast? If you can supply our facilities more wealthy workers and build more control net facilities. Well, we're kind of working on that, so let's go for that particular quest. So transmit more control net than ever before. So we could potentially do that. We'll see how it goes when this place actually finally gets built and we can put a high wealth level on. Of course, I'm assuming that we can. Now, this is a series that I wasn't even going to do originally as a daily project, but I've been enjoying playing it so much that I've been playing it every day. Now, I know that at least one of you has commented that I haven't been joining all the roads up, and, you know, there is a reason for this. I did say in the first video is that when you have lots of roads connected, especially here, for example, if I had all of these roads connected to the avenue, then cars would constantly be stopping to let cars in and out of the avenues, and it just blocks the roads up. And it happens here as well. The more intersections you have, the busier the roads get. So the best way to do things is to have as few intersections as possible. My city design is nowhere near optimal. I wasn't trying to go for optimal. I wasn't trying to min-max. I wasn't trying to make it look pretty. I'm not going for let's cram as much into as little space as possible, even though you do get quite a little space in this version of SimCity, but what I'm going for is just having fun, and that's what I'm doing. So, we've nearly got 160 medium wealth people in a house of worship. We definitely should have beaten that garbage pickup. I don't know why it's saying we haven't hit the record yet. So we've done our mega tower. Obviously we're a little bit strapped for cash at the moment. We still have a bit coming in, though not a great amount. Now let's just have a look what we can actually do. Doesn't make a lot of profit, unfortunately. Apartment level, yes, we can build high wealth apartment levels, although they can be quite expensive. Now for 45,000, which we can afford, we could build a medium wealth mall level. We do have a demand for medium wealth commercial, as well as a demand for high wealth residential. So we're going to build medium wealth mall level first, because we can afford it. And then hopefully that will give us a bit more income. And then we can hopefully use that income to build a high wealth residential level. These mega towers actually look so much better than the non-elite ones. But there's not an awful lot that we can do about that. Stark contrast between two different people's visions of the future there, I believe. I'm a big fan of a lot of sort of 80s sci-fi movies and things like Blade Runner and that sort of thing, where this was always very much the vision of the future. And now we're going for this more sort of ergonomic, white and green, curvy lines, neons. I mean, obviously you still have neons in these things, but everything was... all buildings in the future were imagined to be kind of brown and grubby and run down, almost post-apocalyptic, as if we're trying to get the maximum amount of square footage in the smallest amount of space. And everything's kind of, I don't know, it's almost like a Chinatown vision of the future, where everything is kind of neon signs and all the signs mismatch, they're all different colours, and it just looks like a big scrambled mess. And then you've got the sort of more modern vision of the future, where everything looks like it has been designed by an architect. But I do quite like the new design. Well, we've built our mall level. Now, they're saying they need more shoppers. Maybe it could be just a time thing because of the time of day. It's only 7 AM. But as soon as we get some extra money in the kitty, we will be able to improve that. Let's have a look at the oil well. So, we're still not quite outputting 2,000 barrels a day. maybe we could afford to get an extra pump on there, which could potentially help us out. I believe we can have up to 10 in total. So we could put extra pumps there, although we would be moving out beyond the level of oil. You can also see that we're actually starting to drain some of the oil from under the ground there. Yeah, I think these actually have to be directly onto the service road in order for us to be able to build them. We may eventually end up just getting rid of the oil pumps altogether. I'm not going to destroy all of my houses here to put oil pumps in, and I don't think I'm going to destroy any of the housing here, although we could destroy this little block here and just move the service road this way a little bit, but I probably won't end up doing that. But this was just a way for us to try and make a bit of extra money, and it's been working well. I mean, if we have a look, you can see that we have been, okay, made a little bit less in the last couple of months, but we certainly have been making money. Mega towers aren't doing great for us at the moment. We're making a bit of profit, but not much. We're only making just under 2,000 simoleons per hour. I'd like that to be a bit more. Not really sure if there's anything here I can do with taxes, or taxes. Just having a bit of experimentation with putting the low wealth tax down a little bit, because we don't want people moving out. And this is the danger of putting taxes too high, because some people think, well, why don't we just bump the taxes up as high as possible? Because people will start to get unhappy and they will move out. That's going to be for the Petroleum HQ again, isn't it yet? We don't need to do that. Now, again, people have also said that I need to increase the density of the roads, which will increase the density of the housing. And that does certainly apply in some cases, like here. You can see the Chan house, let's just go back to the normal speed. The Chan household is ready to upgrade to a bigger size, but we need to upgrade the roads to increase density. Now, as you can see, if you look at the density meter here, this is a low density road. And their happiness is right up to the top of the density meter. So if I increase the density of this road, the density of the housing will increase. However, it doesn't mean you should just go around and bump everything up. Because look at this house, for example. The happiness isn't at the top of the density meter. So bumping that right, changing this road immediately isn't going to make an awful lot of difference. That said, we are going to upgrade a few of the roads now. We'll do these ones on the entrance to the city because that's where we started. So we're just going to go for medium density streets at the moment, because it does get quite expensive. And let's go over here. And obviously it will help with the traffic a little. Not a huge amount. And we'll probably do these ones just here as well. Now, if you remember in the last video, I was also going around and upgrading, well, adding more schools because we didn't have enough classroom capacity. And someone did comment and say that what I should be doing is actually adding on to the schools with extra classrooms. Now, that generally is true, but there are some buildings where it can actually be more useful to place multiple buildings down instead of expanding one. So, for example, sometimes, like with the fire station, instead of having one fire station with 4 engines, you might be better off having 2 fire stations with a single engine each on opposite sides of town. They may be able to respond to emergencies a little bit better. That's going to be Maxis Man again, isn't it? Just go away. So, the idea of spreading the schools around a little bit more would hopefully give me a bit better coverage and allow me to get some extra happiness in the local areas. But we are going to start to upgrade them now because they are, all the ones we have are full. So we have classrooms and extra buses. We don't really need the extra buses, so we're going to stick a few extra classrooms on. We don't have an awful lot of money. Need to try and find where the other schools have gone. There is one somewhere over. Let us just go to education and then we'll be able to see it. We've got one over here. And we are going to add a classroom onto the back or front of that one. And there is another... Is that the library or the school? That's the library. Where's the other school? There was definitely 3. Yes, there it is. Those two are actually quite close together, but we can put another one on there. Again, it does become costly because it ends up being an extra monthly maintenance. Few tries, 200 houses. There we go. Another little achievement there. So, what have we got going on? You're probably going to tell me that there's a mall level not doing well. More level is having trouble staying profitable, not getting enough shoppers. Maybe add an apartment level. Probably will do, actually. Just massively increase population, if we can get away with it. Although we are a little bit short of funds at the moment, so I'm going to go back up to full speed. Now, how much is it going to cost us to get that... well, we have that mid-wealth mall level now. How much is it going to cost us to get a high-wealth residential area here? Let's have a look. Apartment level high wealth, 28,000. But look how much money it is going to cost us per hour. That is actually huge. Let's have a look at the zoning. We've still got quite a bit of call for high wealth residential, though. That is our main sort of demographic that we need to deal with at the moment. So we probably should try and do that if we can. Hopefully not bankrupt ourselves in the process. Got a few houses down here that are ready to upgrade. Again, we're a little bit short on funds to upgrade the roads, but we're going to try and do it if we can. Let's upgrade those either side of the church. Should help us out a little bit. And of course we have these futuristic roads near the mega towers, which might be worth upgrading to medium density. So we'll do these for all the ones we can afford. It's going to be those ones. Actually, let's do these ones in here as well. Let's just make this area all around the mega towers medium density if we can. And it all looks good. Did I miss one? No, medium, medium, medium. I think we're all good. Let's get those two. There we go. So let's see how that goes and how things improve there. We are up to 29,000 inhabitants. We are making a little bit more money per hour. Everyone is pretty much happy. Commercial happiness isn't great. That could be a little bit better. And it's mainly because of high wealth commercial. Taxes are too... oh, let's have a look at the game. Taxes are too high. They need workers. There's too much crime and not enough shoppers. Well, maybe we can deal with the taxes for the commercial. We don't make all that much money from commercial, so lowering the taxes a little bit isn't going to make a huge deal of difference. Now, we're being told there's too much crime. Now, one thing that's worth getting is a police precinct, because a police precinct allows you to have detectives. And detectives allow you to have to actually reduce the amount of crime you get. Jail cells are reaching capacity, so we are going to have to add some extra jail cells to the police station. That's not a problem at all. I did see something flashing, but that's disappeared. Earn a profit from mega tower mall levels, which we have now done. We still need to add an apartment level to the mega tower as well. We can't do that yet. It's going to be a little while before we can afford that. How's this garbage thing going on? 58. Yeah, I think this mission might be bugged. Break a garbage pickup record. Surely we already have. And how's the worshippers going? Nope, still not too good. We haven't managed to do that one yet. How's our research going? 89%. We're all full on low wealth and almost medium wealth workers. We're only 3 short. We still need quite a few high wealth workers, so we do really need to get that built as soon as possible. And what have we got going on here? City Hall upgrade, of course. Let us do that, because we hit 30,000 citizens. And now we can build another another add-on, as it were. Now, what we could have is... it might be worth having the one for safety, because that would allow us to have the precinct. Now, the precinct costs a stupid amount of money per hour, but it would certainly help us reduce the crime. So I think we are going to have that, and we will put that on. Oh, they've actually changed these now, so you can stack them on top of each other and take up less room. That's quite clever. But I've got room around the back, so I'm going to pop it there. Now, that will allow us then to build such things as the police precinct. As you can see, though, it's 95,000 simoleons just to build, and then it's 1,700 simoleons an hour to maintain. But it comes with extra cars, and they have better patrol rate, and it raises land value, so it's well worth having. We also get the same for the fire department. We actually get a large fire station, and these guys can deal with things like hazardous material fires and things like that. We've got a fire there, actually, as we're talking about it. And also it allows us to have the hospital as well. So a lot of nice buildings. You really do need to be turning a decent profit to get those running. And hopefully, if they've fixed a lot of the problems now, we shouldn't really be having that much of an issue. We're definitely getting some high density buildings now, which is good. Got a few roads and things that we still need to increase. We are going to do that around here. We're going to put as many of these up to medium density as we can reasonably afford. So these are some of the buildings that have been here the longest. And because they're quite close to City Hall, they're quite happy, so... One thing you can find, of course, is when you upgrade to high-density buildings, the buildings are larger and take up more space, and sometimes if you haven't made these little squares quite large enough, they don't have enough room to expand, or you end up with a tiny little area that still ends up with a couple of small buildings in, because there wasn't enough room for those particular buildings to expand. So you do have to be careful. Let's just upgrade these as well. Got to stop spending money, that's the problem. It's too easy to spend away what you have in the bank. So, we did have a flashing light on police earlier. I thought we were all good at the moment. It looks like we are. There's still a bit of crime. Let's have a look at the happiness now. How's things going? High wealth commercial is going up. They still seem to have the same concerns. They still think taxes are too high and there's too much crime. They still need workers and shoppers. But things are generally on the increase, which is good. And we've finally beaten that garbage pickup record, which is brilliant. So there's some money for that one. What's going on with the condition of schools? Schools are full again. We need to sort that out. But before we do that, let us get our high wealth apartment level on the build. Because we can certainly afford to do that. And also let us get a... low wealth apartment level on here. This place is just getting stupid now. Absolutely stupid. Schools, what is your classroom capacity? Taught 350 students yesterday, so you are at capacity. We will put another classroom on the top there. This school taught 350 students yesterday, also at capacity. Here, have a classroom. And I can't even afford to buy another classroom for the other school until next month. So we will wait, and we will keep upgrading them slowly, bit by bit. As you imagine, we've got 40,000 citizens, so we are going to... You see here, we've got people, we miss going to school. A lot of people uneducated. What have we got going on here? Is this popping another park? I'm not going to do it because there's no reward for it, so it seems very little incentive to do that. Built the apartment level at the Mega Tower. That is done. Don't think we get a reward for it, sadly. And now we are losing a massive amount of money per hour. Okay, so... what we are going to need is a bit more commercial, I think. So what I think I'll do... these are low wealth. These guys want to upgrade as well, though. So many people... oh, no, we've suddenly just jumped up to 4,000 plus per hour. I don't know where that came from, but it has, so I'm not going to argue with it. So let's upgrade some more of these roads to medium density now. Definitely these ones, because they're getting quite congested. Mostly probably deliveries to and from the oil pumps. Medium density. Probably not a lot of point upgrading that street because there isn't much on it, but we could certainly go up to high density where we have our industrial. And we could possibly get some high density industrial going on. There's nothing on that street, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's next to these guys. So we could get some better industry going here. And let's allow the commercial here to upgrade if they can. And let's go super high density on this back road as we first come into the city next to the church. We'll see how that works out for us. So that's a lot more money spent. What have we got going on? We have problems with the police. No, apparently they're happy. We have issues with the water. So we have a deficit on water. We can sort that out quite easily by going to our sewage treatment, not the sewage treatment plant. We have a water plant somewhere. Okay. That's sewage treatment. Where is the water plant? I am missing something. Okay, what do we have that is... Ah, there. We just... Is that all we have? I thought we actually had a water pumping station. I'm trying to remember if this place actually puts out additional water. I thought some of them did. But that is sewage treatment. Sewage is good, but water output is not. So we can have a water pumping station, but we cannot afford it. So what we're going to do for the time being... is it worth getting a water pumping station? 400 per hour. It probably is worth getting a water pumping station. I hate to say it, but it is true. And then we need to find somewhere relatively nice to put it. Probably here, actually, near the tower. Or maybe even over here. Let's have a look at the water table. Right. Where do we have a good supply of water? We do have a good supply of water around here, of course. We are next to a bit of pollution, which we don't want to use. But we could put it on this side of the road, I suppose. So let's do that. What we're going to do is we will take out a bond. We can take out bigger bonds now, but we don't need to. We're just going to take out one big enough for us to place down the water treatment, the waterworks. Let's pop that down there. Let's unpause. And as soon as that is up and running, I am going to remove the old school pump that's over here, because we don't need that anymore. In fact, we can get rid of that right away. Get rid of that old water tower. Let's get rid of the water map. Now, do we have anything zoned there? No, we don't. So we can get an extra bit of commercial in there, so let us do that. Now, we've also got a bit more room over here for some more industry. So let's go and do that. Got an abandoned building here, caused by high taxes. And that was commercial. Didn't think our commercial actually had that much in the way of high taxes. We did bring them down a little. Apparently we've got another abandoned... There we go. What was wrong with you? Low land value. Well, of course, that's going to be caused by the fact that you are living right next to an oil pump. Maybe we can improve that slightly with a park or something. It's unlikely, but we'll give it a go. Because the parks are quite huge, which is the problem. In fact, let's pop it right down there on top of where these houses are. There we go. It's all good stuff. Zoning wise, we still have a need for high wealth residential and high wealth commercial as well. Getting a bit more need for industry. You want us to build a recycling centre. That's not a bad idea, but I'm not going to do it just yet, because I don't... Do I have the Department of Facilities? Can I do recycling? Think I can. But again, it's 700 simoleons per hour, and it's 111,000 just to build. Which is not particularly great. Okay, so... we can now build the Mayor's Mansion. Quite expensive, but it does raise land value. So where could we put that to increase things? Not many places without destroying half of the city. I guess we could have it over here. We've got quite a bit of space on this little bit plot of land. So let's pop it right down there and make everyone here super happy. Then we can increase the volume of these roads as well. So let's make all of these medium density now. All these guys are ready for growth, and we've just made them really happy. Wish there was a quicker way of doing this. I haven't found a way, if there is, but I wish there was a way to just sort of batch upgrade road densities. But there doesn't appear to be, sadly. Medium density street, and we'll make that into a medium density street 2 next to the park and ride. That is all good stuff. Now, these guys here might not be able to upgrade, because this is the area that ended up being a little bit smaller than it needed to be. transmit 5,000 control net. Yeah, we needed to, let's just check these roads again, actually. Did I upgrade them all? I think I did. Yeah, we've made them all medium density, but the problem is we can't actually grow because the little square is a bit too small. And of course, this one's got the parking, so these guys can't really grow much either. Abandoned building due to fire. There we go. How are we doing on that people in a house of worship? Still not great. You want a tourism level now, don't you, or something like that? No, not bothered about tourist attractions at the moment. Not sure we can handle the infrastructure, so why bother? Pumps and malls are nice, but imagine the jobs a massive mega tower full of offices could bring. Hire enough wealthy qualified workers and I'm sure turn a profit. Yeah, it's something we should probably be looking at doing. So add, oh, let me just highlight that again. Add an office level to the mega tower, have workers in the office levels and earn rent from the office levels. It's not a bad idea. So we are going to add a... well, we would if we could afford it. So we will do it when we can afford it. One thing we do have to do, of course, is upgrade the other school, which is over here. Because this one missed out last time. I didn't manage to get the extra classroom on. They're still going to be full. As you can see, it tells you how many students we've actually got here. We've got 2,032 students, so we still don't have enough room for all of our students, actually. So let's get as much extra capacity in our schools as we can. Let's just cram those classrooms full of kids and see what we get up to. Zoning wise, we're now getting a bit more need for industrial, which is hardly surprising. We've got a little bit of room here at the back of the power plant. We do need roads that we can upgrade, of course, which we need to be careful of. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to take a road. We're going to make it a curved road as well. And we are going to... It's not going to quite bend in the direction I want it to. Let's get it to there and then get it to bend round. Almost. Always difficult to get it to snap in the right place. It's not going to go where I want it. Maybe there? Let's try that. And then we will get our zoning tool and we will zone industry. Of course, this is fairly safe from most of the houses because the wind is blowing this way, which is good. Land values are awful. We're moving out. So we're actually losing high wealth citizens, which is not great. So what can we do about that? Well, we can certainly try and reduce taxes for the high wealth citizens, and that might get a few more people in, but it's mainly land values that are causing the problem. What have we got going on here? What's he on about? City's residents love you so much, they've given you a new upgrade to add... upgrade now to add a new module. That's actually the mayor's mansion. So what have we got going on here? What can we add? Oh yeah, we get all these little things here, like balconies and guest houses and stuff like that. Raises high wealth land value. Well, we could certainly do with such a thing. Let's have the circular fountain. Fortunately, we didn't build it quite close enough to this tower, which is a bit of a shame. Where's our land value map? Population, happiness map. No, that's not the one. There's one here somewhere. Building density, residential, commercial, industrial. I think it might be one of the ones that's added with one of the mods, actually. We can find out if we look at parks. Let's take something like this. Yeah, you can see it's quite, not quite as much as we would hope. So we can plop a couple of these down and raise the land value around. Let's also put one in here. Bit of a crummy place to put one, but it will certainly help around where this industry's been built. Okay, let's see if that helps, because we certainly need to get some more higher wealth sims in. Our kids need education. Yeah, I'm working on that one, actually. Looks like we are struggling a little bit for power now as well. We have a deficit, so let us get a... Now, let's just pause things off here. Is it worth us actually building any other type of power plant? Solar plants are nice, but take up so much room. Nuclear power plants are nuclear. We can't have the futuristic ones yet. Nissan Leaf charging stations. Oh, free DLC just to try and advertise stuff. Okay. I think what we are going to do for the time being, though, is just add another couple of wind turbines in. We may actually, if we get a university in the region, be able to get the vertical turbines. But for the time being, we are just going to throw down another couple of these. Actually, they're not going to give us all that much power, are they? Because of the amazingly large deficit that we have. So let's continue out with the road and continue spending money. We're soon going to run out of money at this rate. Okay, that has dealt with the deficit, but only just. I don't have enough money to build anymore. Let's get things rolling again. As soon as we get some more money in the bank, which we will. I mean, we have a bit of an excess. The power's coming back on. It's very dependent on the wind. Okay, we seem to be dealing with the brownouts for the time being. We're losing money per hour, though, which is not good. This is why we're losing money per hour, because the mega tower isn't actually getting enough power. There we go. We are generating quite a healthy excess now, actually. I'm not sure why it was so low before. But things look like they're good again now. We love the parks and the activities around here. There we go. We are getting high wealth citizens in. We've got rid of the warning alert here on the zones. Still a bit of demand for high wealth residential, though it is dropping. High wealth commercial is rising as well. The academy has an upgrade available that actually ended and I didn't even see it happen. So, let's upgrade the academy. It now has this extra weird thing on the top. And what can we research? What were we working on before? Was it just the upgrade? What should we go for? Well, we can't really afford to go for any of these. Sewage sanitizer might be useful. We might need that later on. Let's do that. It's only 5,000. It should be fairly quick. How are we doing here? Yeah, 125 high wealth workers now. That is certainly helping things out. So that is all good stuff. Again, we're going to do some very futuristic looking apartment buildings now. Now, we still have that mission, of course, to build some office levels in the Mega Tower. That is going to be quite expensive, so we can't do that just yet. And these buildings are starting to get upgraded, which is good. And they still miss going to school. What have we got going on here? A new upgrade to the mayor's mansion. Wow, we're really going to be able to improve the land value around here. So, what can we have next? Can't have any of these things yet. So, let us have the mayor's statue on the roof. Because why not? Now our limit is reached. Brilliant. And that makes the entire city happy for a little time. What have we got going on here? Ah, they want the great works. The great archaeology. That might be worth doing something. We'll have a look at it. Again, there doesn't seem to be any... There doesn't appear to be any drawback to not completing a mission, so it's always worth accepting it even if you don't end up doing it. Petition to build this sewage sanitizer is approved. So I suppose add an annex to the academy. We can do that. I suppose what we should do is do maglev station because we can afford to. So how do we build an annex on the academy and what does it give us? Quantum Science Annex boosts academic research rate and control net transmission. A Plasma Physics Annex boosts academy research rate and control net transmission. And a Nanoscale Engineering Annex, which also boosts research rate and control net transmission. Doesn't seem to give us anything else, though. Oh, well, we don't need to build one of those just yet. I think we're actually good. We do have a big excess of control net for the time being. So let's just have a look at these missions just before I wrap the video up. Not doing particularly great across the board there. What's this we've got? Oh, that's the mayor's house. You never really do an awful lot with the mayor's house. Still got some happiness here in the high wealth. Not sure why. It says they're telling their friends to move in. That's got to be a good sign. We are making positive money again, though not a huge amount of it. It does have to be said. And look, we have one of our first sort of highly dense apartment. Oh, that's a place to what is this? Residential? Should be residential, I think. It is residential. So we have our first high density, or that I've seen anyway. But it is a nice high density apartment block. And the industry's not looking too bad either. Petition to build maglev station approved. While we've got some money in the bank, we will upgrade this road to medium density and get some better industry going, because we can make money from that. And in the next video, we will be attempting to put an office block on our ugly mega tower and seeing what else we can do to futurize the city. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you're still enjoying the series, and I'll see you next time. Till then, goodbye for now.